What's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's KB and we locked in. Now let's jump into it. Today, we're going to be talking about this interview where an LA gang member named Loose Cannon got on a microphone during his No Jumper podcast and snitched on the whole gang. This included saying that Big U paid for blickies for his whole hood. He says that Big U might have been the one that got Nipsey killed and a whole bunch of other crazy stuff. Now, this is a pretty wild video right here, so without further ado, let's go. So I just seen probably one of the wildest interviews I've seen in a while over on the No Jumper podcast, and bruh, y'all gotta see this right here. So as y'all may or may not know, Wack 100 is basically an employee of No Jumper at this point because he's always on there interviewing people and attempting to make viral conversations happen. But yesterday, him and Adam 22 did an interview that had me looking crazy while I was listening. So to set up a little backstory, Wack is a member of the Bloodset Piru and he's coming straight out of California. Now he's been around for a while and he's found himself in all types of business as far as the music industry is concerned. Now I got a whole story video on Wack 100 if you aren't familiar with him, but basically he's involved in the streets and in the industry. He does a lot of politicking with people on both sides, and this includes other gang members, sometimes even people from rival gangs. Well, since he's found employment on the No Jumper podcast, this is truer than ever. And he recently sit down with a dude named Loose Cannon, and the two had a wild conversation that involved this dude Loose Cannon basically snitching on his whole gang. Now, I know what you're thinking. It can't be that bad, right? Nah, bro, this dude was on there giving witness testimony like he was on a stand. No coke and chips needed, bro was giving all the info up. He folded when there wasn't even no pressure to fold. It's crazy. So to make sense of this whole thing, let me hit a few key points real quick. Like I said, Wack is a member of the Bloods and he's done some politicking throughout the years with all types of people in the streets and in the industry. This includes a well-known street dude by the name of Big U. Now, Big U has got a lot of history, but to make it short and sweet, Big U is a big Crip, and him and Wack are basically from the same place. They know the same people, running the same circles and all that. Just one is a Blood, one is a Crip. Now, Wack and Big U haven't always seen eye to eye on everything and have had some beef in the past. Well, Big U is associated with this other dude named Loose Cannon. They supposed to be homies and all that, down with the same set. In fact, I found this clip online of Loose Cannon talking all types of trash to Wack 100 just a little over a year ago. Check it out.
Neighborhood Loose Cannon, aka Rapid Fire, you know what it is. So it's like, Wack, it's like you do all this internet thugging right, and acting like you just so turned up, putting it on Piru this, Piru that. Nobody's seen you do nothing. All that cloud chasing is don't equal up to real shit, bro. We on real time. Like, you have to really start watching your mouth because don't play that. Play for keeps. Like, you talking about let's get down. Just don't want to get down with the low. And you could put that on Piru. I bet you on any dollar you don't want to get down with the low. No, you staring death in his eyes. That's why you want to run with some cowards. Oh, let me call Big U. Let me do this. Just, he don't with you. He don't with rats. He don't with rat lovers. He don't with niggas that doing police. Talking about you got the key to the front door. If you do, just pull up. Neighborhood Crip, we don't play that. He don't do internet, but I'm out here, 6-0. So all that bullshit that you doing, bro, we gonna have to cut that out.
Words to live by. So as you could tell, there's been friction between these guys in the past. Wack and Big U and this Loose Cannon guy. Well, Big U and Loose Cannon were tied to another rapper who I did a whole story video on, Nipsey Hussle. And when Nipsey was killed, one person that was very vocal about a lot of things that was happening was Wack 100. He said a lot of stuff, but one of the most important things that he said after Nipsey's passing was when he told a story about how Big U, who was supposed to be in the same gang as Nipsey and Loose Cannon, had knocked Nipsey out one time.
Black Sam, Nipsey's brother, he told me he's a rat. First time they first fall out, when he first got Nipsey signed, Nipsey come back, was a fallout. They went down, there was a fight, rumble happened. I believe Big U knocked Nipsey out. Black Sam comes out, fires 3-4 shots in the air. He's fresh out the penitentiary. Police sitting right across the street, they see it. They come in, they arrest everybody. Black Sam's on parole. We bail Big U out. Big U tells us, the police tell him, they let Black Sam go before he got a bail. Which is, gun, firing, fresh out, ain't supposed to happen like that. He tell him that's one of ours, leave him alone.
Now this story is relevant because last week, Wack 100 was on Clubhouse hyping up an interview that he was about to drop and made it clear that the interview would have something to do with Nipsey and Nipsey's death.
Oh my fish. I was it be out Sunday, boy. That nigga dropped the heat missile. The Nipsey Hussle saga finna go crazy. And he's from 6-0 for real. The shit he said, put it like this. He get a call saying the motherfucker out of here, right? So he called the motherfucker, individual answer the phone. He like, this motherfucker, fuck is this nigga talking about he out of here? 30 minutes later, the dude was out of here. So how did the first dude know to tell him that, but it was premature?
Now, clearly, Wack was alluding to the idea that somebody called this loose cannon guy and told him that Nipsey was gonna be shot 30 minutes before it actually went down. Who the person was that called Luce to tell him this? Well, according to Luce himself, it was Big U. Now, that was part of this interview. It gets a lot crazier than that, though, because once this dude Mike comes on, he basically can't seem to stop incriminating himself or the people around him, and it's almost satirical, honestly, watching it. Now, apparently, this loose cannon guy and Big U have been having a little bit of trouble here recently, so he's got some problems with him, and this interview starts off simple with him talking about his problems with Big U.
Big U told Marley Marl some shit. And then when Big U told Marley Marl some shit, he told you. Marley Marl told you.
Definitely told me.
And then you called Big U, and when you called Big U, he got mad because you outed him, or Marley Marl outed him. So he basically said, F you.
Now, Big U is currently going through a bunch of legal issues already, which makes this conversation that much more wilder because the things this guy is saying could potentially add on to those legal complications. From here, he goes on to say that one of the things Big U would do is set up robberies on people and then call the people who got robbed, give them his address, meet with them, claim he could get their stuff back, and then charge them a fee for getting the stuff back.
He'll be like, he'll manipulate things. Like, we'll go and do something, and the same niggas we do it to show up to the house like 10 minutes later when we trying to, counting everything, right? And we be like, how the f they get that? Oh, well, we're gonna just give them like $40,000 back and stuff like that. But cause it's actually putting us in paperwork, right? And like doing like real police.
And if y'all think that's bad, y'all ain't seen nothing yet, because after this, he goes on to say that one of the things Big U would do is get guns for everybody in the hood, distribute the guns, but as he was distributing the guns, he would be writing down the names of who was getting what gun along with the serial numbers. Some real police stuff. Y'all listen to this.
I seen the nigga get like 20 guns, and when he got 20 guns, he's selling them to the homies, but I'm like, why are you writing down the serial numbers? So it's like, he was doing like shit like that, and I didn't catch on. So it was like, I'm waking up now. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm his
high-tech shit.
I'm his right-hand man. You get what I'm saying?
And bro, it gets even wilder than that. On top of claiming that Big U was robbing people only to give them their stuff back for a fee and distributing guns to the neighborhood only to be writing down names and serial numbers, he also tells the story about a time when Big U contacted him so that they could extort Meek Mill and Rick Ross. And apparently the story is basically Big U contacted Loose Cannon for them to run down on Meek Mill, which they did. They then called Rick Ross and demanded Rick Ross bring them $50,000 or they was gonna kill Meek Mill, which Rick Ross apparently did. Now, this is according to this Loose Cannon dude. I'm not saying it's facts. I'm saying this is what he said on this podcast for everybody to hear. Y'all listen to this.
So when it came down to like dirt and stuff like that, I'm gonna get it. You get what I'm saying? And then like one day,
you know why he wanted to get a dude back to 40, right? Because he was gonna make dude give him 20 for getting it back.
Of course.
And kept you out of it.
Of course. He did that to when I did that to Meek Mills and Rick Ross.
What'd you do to them?
So
The club, when you sweated them in the club?
yeah,
Dude, and Meek and Rick have no idea that Draw sent you at him.
no, yeah, they sent that because I called Ross. I'm like, Ross,
Boy, this shit getting crazy.
drop off the 50,000, and we're gonna let Meek live. Ross dropped off the 50,000, and so me and the homies, we go back. He stopped answering the phone. He stopped picking up and shit like that. And we were like, "What you doing?" Like 2 days later, he called me. He was like, "Oh, nephew, where you at?" And I'm like, "Nigga, where my money at?" And he was like, "Oh, I needed it for bills. I needed it for." I'm like, "What?" Like, cause that's some weird. And then he stopped answering the phone because I'm trying to pull up on him. Like, bro, you gotta come and see me.
Hey, but bro ain't stopped right here in the interview. He kept going. Y'all know they gotta talk for hours, so bro just literally was giving all the information up. He went on to tell a story about receiving a phone call from Big U 30 minutes before Nipsey Hussle died. And on that phone call, he basically told this loose cannon dude that Nipsey had been taken out. Again, this is 30 minutes before Nipsey died. According to Loose Cannon, when he got off the phone with Big U, he called Nipsey, and Nipsey picked the phone up like, "What's up, my G? I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm not dead. I'm right here." Now, apparently he never did tell Nipsey that he had received that phone call from Big U. But y'all think about what the implication is here if Big U knew that Nipsey was gonna die 30 minutes before Nipsey died.
And I'm on a phone. He FaceTime me. So he FaceTime me and stuff like that. He was like, "Nipsey just got killed." I'm like, "Sick, so I didn't hear that." So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey and I'm like, "Nipsey, what's up?" He was like, "Oh, what's up with it?"
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone. And I was like, "I love you, cuz," or whatever like that.
Did you tell him the call you just got? Or you didn't even mention it?
I didn't mention it. And that's what fucked me up because my cousin is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, I could have probably stopped it, or it had it.
Stop what? What you mean, Neff?
Now, he said roughly 30 minutes after he had his phone call with Nipsey, he received another call that told him that Nipsey had in fact been killed. And what this did was lead him to believe that Big U had something to do with Nipsey's death.
So after I talked to Nipsey and I was like, "Yeah, I love you, cuz," or whatever like that, "I'll see you later," or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey. And so I'm like,
Wait. You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
yeah.
You panic, called Nip. Nip answered the phone.
Yep, and
You
we
like,
were just
okay.
talking on regular, so
Regular.
it's like,
Now, at this point, some of y'all might be saying, okay, we hear what he's saying, that Big U might have had Nipsey lined up, but how do we know it's true? Well, according to this Loose Cannon dude, he got a TV show coming out next month, and in the TV show, they've got video recorded footage of Big U calling Loose Cannon and telling him that Nipsey Hussle was dead 30 minutes before he died. Apparently, they also got on that video the footage of Loose Cannon calling Nipsey, and Nipsey confirming he wasn't dead before it all went down.
Let me shit.
Okay, the Nipsey story that you just told is so explosive.
Yo.
Speak to them on why they should believe you, because I guarantee that's a huge percentage of the conversation that's happening right now is people saying,
You got all
and
I bet he got all
I don't
Listen.
know a ton about you to like verify it, so and I don't have a dog in this fight.
Listen, everybody that knows me, LA and the world and stuff like that, know I'm not gonna just sit there and lie. Plus, it's on my TV show. The first episode or whatever on February 14th. Then y'all gonna see the FaceTime call with me and Big U, and then
Wait.
the next
Motherfucker
We're not
is
gonna
good.
say too much, y'all. Y'all gonna have
Did
to
you
tune
just catch
see
this
it.
shit?
Y'all gonna have
You
to
gonna
tune
see
into
it.
the
You got it on
show.
film?
of course,
Okay.
because we was
It's coming
filming.
out on the premiere of the show.
Y'all gonna
The
have
FaceTime.
to tune in.
But the
to
FaceTime
Urban
about
Flex
Nip?
TV.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this was recorded all the way back then.
Yeah, because we was actually recording another TV show.
Now, if that footage exists or not, I don't know. It hasn't released yet. It ain't came out yet. It could be true. It could not be true. But that's basically what he had to say about Nipsey. But he did not stop here. He had to keep going. After snitching on them about trying to extort Rick Ross, after snitching on them about setting up robbery suspects and then charging a fee to get them their stuff back, after talking about Big U had passed out guns to the hood and wrote the serial numbers down, he continued with the story about Draco the Ruler and how Draco had contacted him a day before he was at the festival where he ultimately lost his life.
It's just like with Draco. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to ass nigga Ralphie the Plug. Draco tell me.
Draco was my nigga.
Yeah, he told me the day before the lineup. He was like, I don't feel comfortable.
I waited on the nigga 4 hours.
Yeah, because he was telling me to come, but you was like, you waited on him for like 4 hours and stuff like that.
His brother and him was up there. We was up there 70 deep because I had True Car, Coyote, and Game.
But you were trying to meet up with Draco?
Yeah, that's my nigga.
Yeah.
We was already up there, so I knew it was some shit going on. So I'm telling his brother, tell Draco get at his time, he can move with us. Because I had like 70 passes because I had 3 different artists.
Now, according to this loose cannon guy, Draco the Ruler had hit him up. He had concerns about artists that were on that list of artists that were going to be at that festival before it ever went down. He wanted this loose cannon dude to come with him, but this loose cannon dude told him, nah, I can't come with you. I got previous arrangements, prior plans with Blac Chyna. Apparently they were going to fly around the world somewhere. But anyways, he ended up not going, but he got a phone call the day that Draco lost his life at that festival.
When we finally left, by the time we got to the freeway, 15 minutes later, it had happened.
Yeah, because I got when he was telling me about that, he was like, man, I don't feel comfortable. We were just in the studio the day before, so I was already going to New York with Blac Chyna, so we already had like a bag waiting out there, right? So I was like, look, I can't make it to you because I got prior engagements and shit. And then he was like, all right. I said, but you're gonna be straight or whatever. Like, switch the lineup. You get what I'm saying? And then next thing I know, his girl called me when I was in New York. It was me and Chyna.
He switched it and they switched it back on him.
Yeah.
What are
He
you
was
saying
supposed
that
to win
Ralphie?
6:30 and they switched him to like an 8:30.
What did Ralphie say to you beforehand?
Now, apparently, after Draco the Ruler was killed, this dude Loose Cannon said he got the drop on the people who did it. And then he called Draco's brother Ralphie the Plug and was like, hey, bro, let's go get in the whip. Let's go slide on these fools. Let's get them back. And Ralphie was like, oh, yeah, I got you. I'm going to be through there. Yada, yada, yada. Before eventually hitting him back and being like, you know what, man, I thought about this and I got a whole thing going on, a whole career. Things have been nice. I don't think I want to get in the car and slide on nobody. I'm going to leave that up to the police to solve. And basically just calls Draco the Ruler's brother a whole bitch out here.
No, Ralphie didn't say anything. I told Ralphie, look, I said, listen, I know where the niggas that did Draco like that. Where you at? He was like, I'm gonna come or whatever. Like, he sent me an address on Melrose. He stopped answering the phone. He started saying like, responding. I was like, yeah, cuz is a bitch. And then he called me. He texted me. He was like, I have a career to think about. I'm like, oh yeah, you a hoe. So
Ralphie told you that?
On crib.
He did kind of run on that video.
Yeah, he ran like a bitch. Ralphie is a bitch. He's a hoe. He's the nigga that should be dead.
Can't
it's like, no, fuck
Don't
that
say
shit.
that.
Nah, that nigga's a bitch.
Nah, Draco got out.
Yeah.
And Ralphie instead.
And Ralphie told me, he was like, Draco got stabbed in the neck and sat down, and we had to leave. I'm like, nigga, you don't leave the bag, nigga. That's
So
the
he
nigga.
basically left him for dead. He left him for dead.
Now look, I don't think there's nothing wrong with Ralphie saying he didn't want to go slide for his brother, that he wanted to, basically let law enforcement handle that. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. He shouldn't be shamed for that, because it's senseless to go do something like that. But I don't know what will possess this loose cannon dude to hop on a national platform basically and say all of these things for everybody to be able to hear. This is recorded. This exists on the internet now for forever. He can never take these statements back. For a dude who's supposed to be from the streets, he's supposed to be 6'0", big crip. This don't look very good. You know what I mean? It really come off like he got on there and just snitched on everybody. But that's my take on it. And that's the story of this dude, Loose Cannon, hopping on No Jumper and basically snitching on his whole gang. Anyways, that's it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, tap the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. As always, it's been fun rocking with y'all, man. I'm out.